everyone, I thought it might be fun today to show you what I have coloured so far in my version of Magical Worlds. I'm almost halfway through, so I thought it would be a good opportunity to just show you what I've been doing so far. I've used my handy index sheet to note down when I started the pictures. I don't put completed because I complete them very quickly. Once I get started, I finish it within a few days, and what pencils I use. So I'm going to go through this with you and just show you the pages I've completed and what I've used. I thought it might be useful for you guys if you're sort of wanting to dive back into it, want a bit of inspiration, that sort of thing, or just want to be nosy. Go ahead, and thought I would show you. So I haven't coloured the cover. It's not something I am going to do, and I haven't really thought about this inside cover either. It's not massively appealing, I have to say, so I may not colour it. I haven't quite decided yet. So here is the first page that I've coloured. I'm going to come in a tad. I can't come in too much or else it's going to chop off the page, but this is the obviously the title page, and I coloured this with polychromos. I find now this is the UK edition, so the paper will not be the same as other countries' editions, just as a little you know, thought. So some people say, what pencils work well in this book? Well, the UK edition, polychromos, fantastic, but I found that all pencils work really well, but you can judge for yourself as you have a look. I know that even the US edition is different paper to this. So this page, we have the two designs. This design here with the three moths is also coloured with, I think, no, I'm wrong. This is Pablo pencils, and this is actually a little video series of 3 that I did just to have a bit of fun really. When I was colouring it, I thought I might as well just show you how I was doing it. It sort of broke down into 3 nice easy videos. This page, I have a feeling I might have coloured it when I did the flip through, but I'm not really 100% sure, to be honest. And this nameplate page, it was coloured with polychromos. What a surprise. Again, as usual. I'm afraid the book is a little bit dark in my camera. It's a bit, I think it's okay. I've had to keep the blinds shut because it's really sunny. It'd just be sun all over it. So here is our intro and tips for colouring pages. I decided to do it symmetrically. I like the symmetry of the colours all matching, and so that's how I did it. And I used Shapira Farben pencils for this. They went down really nicely. They've got quite a pretty range of sort of pinks and purples, which I really enjoyed using on this page. There is a tiny bit of a background here. It's quite difficult to see. I did it really faintly with the sort of, I think it's called mauve or lilac or something, a really pale purpley greyish purple colour. So that was that page. I didn't do these teeny weenies, they're just so small. Now this page here was a series. I started it actually around Halloween with the pumpkin and then carried on each day. Oh, sorry about that, some scam caller on the telephone, as often is. Right, so these were done as a series, so you can go and find them if you want to see what colours I used or colour along with me. They are all there, and these were coloured with polychromos pencils. And then this picture actually I did quite recently. I used polychromos for this as well. I really enjoyed this page actually. It's a really cute one, so I had to go at that on my own. I've actually had yesterday off. I didn't do any much work, so I was just colouring pages. It was lovely fun. And this one I also did yesterday, the Octopus Island, again with polychromos pencils, just a sort of straightforward sunset. I say straightforward for me. It is I think it's quite a good way to make an impactful sky, and for me it's not too tricky. I do have videos showing you how to do this sort of thing if you want to have a look. This one I did quite a while ago. I think it might have been a video, but I really can't remember. I used the Harmonious pencils, which I think so. Anyway, I'm just trying to find it on my list. Where is it? Turtle, there he is. No, Chromaflow. I'm lying. I use Chromaflow pencils. Interesting. I think it's because the Chromaflow don't have sort of pinky pinks. So when I say pinky pink, I mean something like this. They don't have those. They have all sort of grey pinks, purpley pinks, that sort of thing. So that was that one. Now this little sloth again, I finished that this morning. It's very daunting with all the leaves for me personally. I like colouring leaves, but there was so many, so I just kept them really simple. So I decided to use all my blue-green colours from my polychromos, so all the phthalo, the green, chrome oxide green, fiery, the emerald green, those sorts of colours, the deep cobalt green, and just did them really quite simply. And I really enjoyed it. And Mr. Sloth has got different colour leaves. I was going to do the same as these, and I was absent-mindedly just started colouring it with the wrong colour. So hey ho, he's a different colour. So that's polychromos. This one here, this was again a video series, so you can colour along with me if you want to. And I used the Castle Arts Gold pencils for those. We haven't done this page, quite a few pages here yet. This double page here, I did using metallic pencils. I'll just see which ones, if I can find it. Oh, the Brute Funa metallic pencils. So I use those because it's quite shiny, isn't it? Because I felt like underwater and metallics work quite well. I kept it really quite simple, so the border is symmetrical, so I did it the same with purples, and you can see purples and pinks and bluey greens, and then inside I use warmer colours. It's quite hard to spot because the colours are so muted, you can't always naturally just see that's what I did, although these are pink. They're sort of more reddish and these are more pinky purple. It's quite hard to see the difference, to be honest. And that was one, actually, it's the most daunting page in my opinion, and so I just did it because I was like, I just want to do it. And once I got started, I had a whale of a time. I really liked the way the coral came out and things like that. I really enjoyed it, which is often the case, I find. This one here, I have a feeling I did this on a video, but again, I can't be 100% sure. I make so many, it's really hard to remember. And this one was done with Staedtler Design Journey pencils and then a soft pastel for our background. Can't turn the page. Here we go. So the sun and moon I did using Chromaflow. I was actually very much influenced by Helen Elliston's version of this page, which was absolutely stunning, and I just wanted to have a go. Mine looks completely different to hers. It wasn't, the idea wasn't to try and copy hers in any way, shape or form. There's no way I could have done that because hers was so lovely, but I just wanted to go with it, so I did my own thing. This one here, again, this is a very daunting page for me. Having a big random selection of items, for me, I find it tricky. But what I did was a few of these I did as videos, that crystal ball there and that pumpkin, because it was sort of Halloween time and I thought they might be useful sort of things to know how to colour. So I did those. I think it was only those two. And then I just randomly coloured everything. Rather than trying to keep every pumpkin the same, I did them all different colours. That one actually I might have done on video, not that one, I don't know. Anyway, just to keep it interesting for me, and also sometimes I find if I try and do everything the same colour as, you know, all the pumpkins the same, I miss one. There's one there as well. And I forget what colour I did, and then I get a bit stuck. So I thought it was easier to just make it random. So that's what I did. And I'm quite pleased actually with how it came out. It looks like polychromos to me. Yeah. Now this one here, again, I saw this most spectacular picture of this done with Derwent pencils. And I was like, that's amazing. So I got out my Derwent pencils and I coloured this. It looks absolutely nothing at all like the picture that I saw that I was influenced by. Maybe just the background being greenish is the only similarity, I think. I just couldn't replicate the colours. I tried in the background, it all went a bit wrong. So in the end, I just did my own thing, and I rather was pleased with it in the end. This one again was a video series, all these little houses. It was such fun to colour. And I used Castle Art Soft Touch pencils for these. You can find all the videos on the channel. Now this one I felt was a little bit Christmassy, so I did it in a slightly Christmassy style with this. I didn't count these and they don't add up. There's a bit of a mistake somewhere where I couldn't get the colours right. But there, because you've got white, green, white, and it should go green, white, red, green, white, red, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I had such fun with it. Gingerbread house, candy windows, and all that sort of thing. And it says, I didn't know what I used. These, I know, are the Faber-Castell pastel tone pencils that I had. But a lot of this is very much darker than those, so I don't know what I used. Whether I used the Faber-Castell Classics or whether I used polychromos or something completely different, I've got no clue, I'm sorry. This was done with polychromos though. Had loads of fun. Love colouring succulents. It was just great fun. These I might do as videos. They're quite big still. Look at the giraffe. Oh, can't wait. Anyway, this one, House with Vines, I did with Ergosoft pencils, just something quite soft and quick. Now we have these two. Both of these were videos. I'm just going to turn my paper over. So the castles were done with Castle Art Soft Touch. Seems quite appropriate to use castle pencils for colouring castles. You've got a video for each of these, quite recent those. This one was much longer ago. And it was a series of videos as well. And I used Black Widow. I looked at that, I thought it was polychromos. It's Black Widow pencils, that one. This one, again, a daunting page for me, so I just did it. And I did a rainbow. I think this is Black Widow as well, it is. And I just worked through the rainbow in the pack. You know, I've got all my pencils in colour order. And I just went through. And it just made it far less daunting. Because there's a page of lots of leaves. So, what should I do? So that's what I did. This one I did in December as video for you guys. There is shiny pen on them. It doesn't really show up. They're done in pastel tint, which is a bit different. It was interesting to use something a little bit different. This again, very daunting page I need to get around to doing. This was one of the first pages I did from this book, and I did it as a video series. What did I use? Castle Arts Gold for that one. Haven't done these yet. I love this page. I'm sort of delaying it because it's fun. I tend to do the pages I like least first sometimes. All the snails, this was a video series, not the little ones. I always make them into videos, so I just do them. Pumpkin, had to do that at Halloween. Didn't really have a choice, did I? And it's on my channel, the video for that one. The little snails were done with Castle Arts Gold, and the pumpkin was done with Prismacolor. Oh, that's interesting. I think I used a mix of Very Thin and the Premiere. So there we go. I might save this till Easter. It's an egg. I know what I want to do with it, and that's why I'm not doing it, because I'm like, oh, can I do it? Now this house was coloured using two Castle Art sets. The flowers are done mainly with pastel tint, although these flowers and this top bit, these are done with the Harmonious. And some of there's shading on the flowers, shadows, I mean, and that's also done with Harmonious, because the pastel tints don't have dark colours in, so I mixed them together and it came out rather well, in my opinion. Big-headed as I am. This one here again was a set of videos. Where are we now? Here we are, January, so fairly recently. Chroma Flow for that, and there's also bits of pen. I can see bits of glitter pen here and there as well. Haven't done these yet. I've done more at the front. It tends to be when I'm looking for a picture, I start at the front. This gem page, I love doing this. I use lots of different tutorials from Helen Ediston books. For some of them, for others of them, I just did my own thing. And there's one video for each gemstone, so if you particularly like one, you can watch the video and see how I did it, or you can watch them all, practice them all, just or not, whatever you want to do. But it was a great fun page to do, actually. I know it's quite daunting for a lot of people, and it was for me to start with, but I just got on and did it, and it was great. I enjoyed it, and I used polychromos. This one, I was testing out my new Holbeins. It came out rather well, considering it was my very first use of the pencils. And yeah, I used their neon pink. I thought, I'm never going to use the neon if I don't just use it. And I thought it worked quite well. I've never really used neons before. Again, with this small collection, there's a set of videos for these, so you can follow along if you wish to. These are done with ChromaFlow pencils. This hot air balloon, again, is a video. It's quite hard to see what's going on in the background. It looks like maybe it's just a bit of dirt. But there was a star stencil that I used with some Pan Pastel pearlescent white, and it does shine a little bit. You can see it. And the main part of it was coloured in ChromaFlow pencils. This one here, I haven't written down what I coloured it with. But looking at it, I think it's probably polychromos, to be honest. There's white pen in there as well. Just had a lot of fun playing around with that. Tried to do a galaxy background and various different colour planets. I saw a version of this done today. Oh my goodness, was amazing. Not only had she made the ship and balloons look amazing, she'd then done a sort of watercolour background with sky and land. I was like, oh! Anyway, one day I'll do that. Not watercolour background, but I'll colour it in. As I say, there's less at the back just because it's quite a daunting page, isn't it? Now the flower page, I did this as a video. You can see all the blue coming off of here onto here. It's a problem when you use quite a thick application of colour. It comes off, it's more likely to come off. But these flowers I did with Castle Arts Gold, and there's a video for each of these if you want to follow along or have a look and see what I did. This one there's no video, I think. Yes, Holbein, I thought it was. So another playing around with my Holbeins page. This one wasn't Holbein though, this was Posca pencils. I found it quite hard to get them looking smooth in these background spaces, to be honest. It might have just been because I haven't used them for a while rather than any problem with the paper. Oh, lastly, we've got this little one here. Really cute. This one's done with Ergosoft, as is this one. It's actually, this fish was the thing I did when I did the flip through. So there might not be a video of the nameplate page. I'm not really sure. But anyway, that's what I've done so far. Now I plan on finishing this book before her next one comes out, which is Wonderful Wildflowers. I'm also hoping to finish her Lost Ocean book and a whole bunch of other books before the end of the year. So we'll see how I get on. But so far, I'm really enjoying this. I haven't picked it up for a while, and yesterday I picked it up and I was just enjoying colouring it so much. So I hope that was inspirational for you. If there are any pictures in here that you can't find the videos for, I mean there aren't videos for all of them, but I have tried to tell you which ones there are and which ones there aren't. Let me know if you can't find them and I will hunt them down for you, because it's easier for me to search than it is for you. If it's a page with like 12 items on or whatever, that's quite tricky for me to know which one of those pages it is. So if it's like fish jumping out of a book, there's only one picture of that. It's quite unique. But if it's like a mushroom, there's lots. So if you tell me either the timestamp of the video where it's shown, or what's on the opposite page is even more useful. So it's opposite the rabbit or whatever, moth, I don't know. That helps me find it, so that would be useful. But you know, just ask away if you can't find, because I know it can be really frustrating if you're searching, especially if you're on a phone. It's really hard to search through YouTube on a phone compared to a PC, so I've discovered, because you can't go into my bit of YouTube, my main page and search within that. You have to put my name in and the thing, and that's really quite cumbersome. I need to tell YouTube off. That's not on, but because I've got that power. Anyway, thank you for watching. It's time to stop waffling. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and happy colouring.